Meeting of the President and Board of Trustees to order. Let the record reflect this Tuesday, February 16, 2021. Village clock has it at 6:31 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Here.
Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Brennan.
Present.
Trustee Galante. Absent. Trustee Glotz.
Here.
Trustee Mueller.
Here.
President Vandenberg.
Present, thank you. Item number 1, at this time I ask for a motion to consider approval of the agenda. Is there such a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded, thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I forgot to read the introduction of this meeting. Do I have to read this?
Yeah, you should.
Okay,
You can summarize it, but.
sorry. I'm so redundant, forget about it. This meeting is being conducted pursuant to Governor Pritzker's Disaster Proclamation, Public Act 101-0640, which amends requirements of the Open Meetings Act due to COVID-19 pandemic. Pursuant to the same, the village board finds that it might be impractical to conduct an in-person meeting with all members present. Everyone's present this evening, and our one absent is not participating telephonically. We'll proceed with items for public comment. After all the members of the board have spoken, I will afford public comment as follows. Once the chair has a list of all public commenters, which I do not believe we have this evening, I will call on each person present at the meeting to afford them the 3 minutes for their comment. For a time up to an additional 3 minutes may be granted by the motion of the board. Public was also provided the opportunity to submit a request until noon today by email to the clerk's office or by placing the written request in the drop box at the village hall to participate publicly via a live telephone call at a relevant portion of the meeting. And finally, the public was provided the same opportunity to submit written comments until noon today by emailing their public comments to the clerk's office or by placing their written comments in the drop box at the village hall. And each vote taken this evening will be conducted via a roll call vote. So there is our notice, thank you. And we'll proceed with our agenda. Item number 2, this time I'd ask the board to consider a motion to approve minutes of the special village board meeting that was held on February 2nd, 2021.
So moved. Second.
Properly moved and seconded, thank you. Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glotz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. Item 3, Trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to conduct a swearing-in ceremony for firefighters John Murphy and firefighter Ryan Simon by the village clerk.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Brian Saunders,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
the ordinances of the Village of Tinley Park,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of firefighter
the duties of firefighter
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations.
Okay. I would now like to administer the oath of office to our two firefighters here this evening. A little bit of a sleight of hand here with these two firefighters. These two firefighters are going to be presented with their badge for the purpose of the swearing in this evening, and we believe wholeheartedly in the fire service that badges are always earned and never given. These firefighters will be given these badges in their presentation at the end of their probation 12 months from now. So obviously, guys, you've got two choices between now and then. It's to polish the badge and to never tarnish the badge. But during the during the presentation of your oath of office, I'll present this to you to hold on to during this portion of the ceremony. You won't have to repeat the words here. Just listen carefully to the oath, and I'll ask you to affirm your oath of office at the end of the reading of your oath, okay? I, Ryan Simon, and I excuse me, John Murphy, declare that my fundamental duty is to serve the people I swear to protect, to safeguard and preserve life and property against fire and other perils, and to uphold the standards of my profession. I will never allow my personal feelings nor danger to self deter me from my responsibilities as a firefighter. I will respect the property and rights of all I serve and respect the officers, members, and operations of the Tinley Park Fire Department. I recognize that the badge that you hold in your hand today is a symbol of public faith and trust. I will remember that at all times I represent the Tinley Park Fire Department and our community and will conduct myself accordingly. As a member of the Tinley Park Fire Department, I accept this self-imposed and self-enforced obligation as my responsibility, and I make these promises so solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Do you accept your oath of office?
I do.
Okay, congratulations. Well done. All right, let him hold the badge just for a quick picture here. If you guys would like to come up, clerk. Mayor, what's going on?
No, I'm just kidding.
Thank you.
Congratulations again.
Okay, before I dismiss these firefighters completely from us here, I'd just like to give you a quick bio introduction. These firefighters, very important being sworn in here in 2021. This is the 120th anniversary year of the Tinley Park Fire Department. And these firefighters are firefighters 632 and 633 to wear the proud badge of the Tinley Park Fire Department. So welcome and congratulations. Both of these guys come to us as experienced lateral hires from the Markham Fire Department. They bring an expertise in quite a bit of firefighting in their background, driver operators, and they fill a much needed niche for us in several different areas. So welcome. John, if you like family and friends, quick introduction and hello.
My name's John Murphy. I'm single dad with two lovely daughters in the back there, and as the chief said, I've been on Markham Fire Department for a little bit, so I'm hoping I can bring all my skills over and that I learned there, and then add to some with what we can what I can learn from a different department, and serve the community as best I can.
Right?
Ryan Simon, my family's not here, so I'm not as much of a talker as he is, I'm just happy to be here.
Excellent. All right, once again, Ryan is two years. This is going to be Chris, and
Item number 4, trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to consider recognizing fire department and Kurt's AMR personnel for life-saving actions on November 30th, 2020, during a cardiac arrest at a residence in the village of Tinley Park.
Your motion, second, I'm sorry?
Second.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. On Monday, November 30th.
Excuse me, trustee, can I have the crew come in to the front?
Oh, yeah, sure, yep.
Just with our social distancing, I want to make sure they're in the room to be recognized, so. This is going to be Assistant Chief Chris Dunn, Captain Chris Stubbe, Engineer Pat O'Dwyer, Firefighter Darius Gill, Paramedics Patty Cordes, Stephanie Cole, Sam Rhodes, and Michael Sulikowski. So if I could have you go to the front here, please.
What's up, Chris?
Get that over to the Taylors there, Chris? Looking good, brother.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Bill, I'm sorry.
Yep, no problem. On Monday, November 30th, 2020, ambulances 47 and 48, Battalion 46 and Engine 47 responded to a witness full cardiac arrest at a Tinley Park residence. The crews worked quickly and performed efficient CPR and medical tests to get the patient the help needed to survive this life-threatening event. Upon arrival, first responders confirmed a cardiac arrest. Fire department crews assisted with the manpower needed for CPR and equipment retrieval, while ambulances established an airway, connected monitors, and set up IVs, and prepared for drug dispersal. The procedures in the incident were conducted flawlessly by all members involved, resulting in the effective save of a resident's life. The fire department would like to acknowledge the following members for their decisive action in demonstrating excellence and professionalism in a time of need. Battalion 46, Assistant Chief Chris Dunn. Engine 47, Captain Chris Stubbe. Engineer Patrick O'Dwyer. Firefighter Darius Gill. Ambulance 47, Patricia Cordis. Paramedic Stephanie Cole. Ambulance 48, Paramedic Samuel Rhodes, and Paramedic Michael Solikowski.
Chief Dunn, for your service award, congratulations. And for the rest of your crew. And for paramedics. Mike? Sam? So,
You want to photo or you
yes,
just,
we have
let's do a round of applause.
round of applause. Thank you and congratulations. This is Captain Griffin's crew.
Pretty busy over there at the fire department, huh? Holy cow.
Well, we're only doing these a couple of times a year, Mayor, and it's just
that's all right.
a great opportunity to honor
Absolutely it is.
true lives saved here today, so thank you. And do we have any other?
I'm gonna get you a chair so you can sit down, it's like,
Hey, Jake, it's a separate.
he can't. He went right. You want a chair so you can sit down, I mean, I'm like. What is? 5 and 6?
Yeah.
It's all right. Item 5, Trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And transport while ambulance crews worked on maintaining an airway, connecting monitors and establishing IVs and preparing for drug dispersal. The lead medic stopped CPR to evaluate the situation and confirmed that a pulse was present and that the patient began to breathe on his own. The patient was transported to the hospital and was later found awake and responsive. The procedures in this incident were executed flawlessly by all members involved, resulting in the successful save of a patient's life. Richards, engineer Anthony DeAdam, firefighter Brandon Rojas, paramedic Matthew McKittrick, paramedic Stephanie Cole, paramedic Samuel Rhodes, paramedic Michael Solikowski.
Captain Griffin, congratulations. Engineer Diep.
Wow.
Congratulations, Mayor.
All right.
Yeah.
Item 6. Trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to consider recognizing fire department personnel for life-saving actions on December 1st, 2020, at a residential fire on 173rd Place in the village of Tinley Park.
Second. Thank you.
Bill? Good. On December 1st, 2020, the Tinley Park Fire Department was dispatched to a structure fire in an apartment building on 173rd Place. Assistant Chief Dunn arrived at the working fire and assumed command, immediately upgraded the alarm assignment. He confirmed that all occupants were out of the unit on fire, but could not assure the building was clear of all occupants. Truck 46 arrived shortly and performed a primary search of the building. Lieutenant French divided his truck crew to do inside search and rescue and outside ventilation. Lieutenant French and firefighter Andrews started searching on the first floor, while engineer Peters and firefighter Guerin proceeded to the roof to ventilate. Lieutenant French and firefighter Andrews forced entry into his second floor unit with heavy smoke and heat conditions to perform a search. Lieutenant French found 2 occupants in distress and immediately notified command of his findings. Assistant Chief Dunn ordered Engine 10 of Oak Forest to take a ladder and assist with 2 rescues from the second floor window. These 2 occupants were successfully rescued and checked on by EMS. While search and rescue efforts were being completed, the remaining Tinley Park companies were working quickly on fire control and extinguishment, which aided in the successful rescue of the 2 occupants. Battalion 46 and Truck 46 members performed their duties with professionalism, skill, and speed. It was by their decisive and courageous actions that this incident had a positive outcome. In recognition of these heroic acts, the fire department would like to acknowledge the following members: Battalion 46, Assistant Chief Chris Dunn; Truck 46, Lieutenant Scott French; Engineer Eric Peters; Firefighter Shane Guerin; and Firefighter Christian Andrews.
Lieutenant French, congratulations. Mayor Peters, congratulations.
Nice job, Scott.
This resolution, it's a little long, so bear with me, but it's very important. A resolution supporting law enforcement agencies and their leaders, officers, and deputies who serve our communities. Whereas law enforcement is a necessary and vital function of our government at all levels. Police departments enforce the laws enacted by the legislator to ensure public safety, protect the health and possessions of our citizens, and to prevent crime and civil disorder. And whereas Tinley Park law enforcement officers are highly trained and courageous individuals working in dangerous situations to protect the residents of Tinley Park. And whereas the Tinley Park Village President, Village Board support the efforts, best practices, and beneficial policy changes that have been put forth and adopted by the Tinley Park Police Department and all other partnering law enforcement agencies serving the citizens of Tinley Park while working to improve public safety and while continuing to reduce overall crime. And whereas the duty of law enforcement is to enforce the law equally and in fair and just manner without partiality, prejudice, or discrimination. And whereas the egregious misconduct and bias of some law enforcement officers demonstrates the need for reform, but efforts to defund or abolish local police departments gives credence to the incorrect notion that law enforcement generally is harmful to local communities, rather than a cornerstone of a safe and prosperous society. And whereas the Tinley Park Village President and Village Board support the continual efforts of our law enforcement agencies as they strive toward best practices and policy changes that lead to increased equity, transparency, and mutual trust. And whereas defunding or abolishing local police departments will burden remaining departments that may be called upon to provide assistance within municipalities that no longer have the resources to respond to the emergency calls. Lack of policing resources will put citizens at risk, creating chaos and disorder. And whereas efforts to delegitimize through harassment, insults, threats, and violence are not compatible with the support of the profession of law enforcement and the men and women who take an oath of office to protect and serve the citizens of Tinley Park and to improve the institution of law enforcement. And whereas during an unprecedented overnight session on Wednesday, January 13, the Illinois Senate voted to approve House Bill 3653, a 764-page document, after just an hour of time allocated to lawmakers for review. Soon thereafter, the Illinois House also voted to pass this legislation. And whereas, while the legislation is being touted as a necessary change that protects citizens treated unfairly in the justice system, many law enforcement professionals view it as an overreach, making law enforcement more difficult while actually diminishing public safety. And whereas House Bill 3653 empowers criminals while tying the hands of police officers. Additionally, the new legislation requires added mandates placed upon law enforcement without allocating any revenues to fund them. And whereas, following the Illinois Senate's morning vote, the Illinois Law Enforcement Coalition, a collection of police unions and organizations representing police chiefs and county sheriffs, said in a statement that, quote, "In the dark of night, Illinois legislators made Illinois less safe," end quote. And whereas the absence of law enforcement personnel in our communities could affect the state's economy, discouraging businesses from locating here and out-of-state residents from visiting here. An increase in crime would affect every Illinois resident's quality of life. Now, therefore, it be resolved by the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will Counties, Illinois, state as follows. Section 1, the foregoing recitals shall be and hereby incorporated as findings of fact as if said recitals were fully set forth herein. Section 2, any policy, resolution, or ordinance of the village that conflicts with the provisions of this resolution shall be and hereby repealed to the extent of such conflict. Section 3, the village clerk is hereby ordered and directed to publish this resolution in pamphlet form, and this resolution shall be in full force and in effect from and after its passage, approval, and publication as required by law. Thank you for allowing me that time to read that.
Well said.
Well done.
Very good.
There's been a motion and a second. I would ask for a roll call, please.
Roll call for item number 7, which has my enthusiastic and unwavering support. Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Absolutely, without a doubt, yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Thank you, Chief. Item 8, Clerk Varian and Trustee Glatz.
At this time, we would like to receive presentations of the featured businesses in the Tinley Park Spotlight this evening. I'd like to start by introducing Crack the Code. Crack the Code has been in Tinley Park for 3 years and currently employs 1 full-time person and 4 part-time employees. Please join me in welcoming Laura Rice, owner of Crack the Code. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Laura.
Hello, my name is Laura Reese, and I'm the owner of Crack the Code Room Escape in Tinley Park. A little bit about me, I actually grew up in Frankfort, but did spend a lot of time in Tinley. Since I was a little girl, I've always loved Oak Park Avenue and all the benches. I always thought it was very cute. And I actually always pictured myself owning a business on Oak Park Avenue, so to have this opportunity has been amazing. So me and my friends, about 6 years ago, we started doing escape rooms. Our first one was in Chicago, and I've been hooked ever since. We really loved them. They're very exciting and fun and unique, and we continued for about 3 years doing them. And I always joked, oh, it would be so fun to open my own and to create my own rooms and my own themes, and 3 years ago, I was able to make that a reality. So escape rooms are a live interactive 60-minute game where you and your team try to escape a room by solving a series of puzzles, riddles, and different challenges. Each game is uniquely themed and has its own storyline, so you can have the most immersive experience possible. At Crack the Code, we have 3 rooms to choose from. The first room we have is called the Garden of Chaos, and it is a Greek mythology themed room. It looks like a garden, so it has green grass, green walls, vines all over the walls, and you're basically trying to escape. Eris, the goddess of chaos, has cursed this garden, and you and your team have to find the gods and goddesses in the garden, restore peace and balance, and put Mother Nature back on her throne in order to escape. Our second room is a murder mystery, and that is called Behind the Bookcase. That one is set in the 1940s, and it's themed like a mansion. And you're trying to figure out who killed the victim, how, and with what. So essentially, it's like the game Clue. So that's a really popular one we have. And then our last room is called the Runaway Freight, and it is a money heist. So it's themed like an abandoned building. It looks rusty and has graffiti on the walls. And the story for that one is that you are trespassing with your friends. You get locked inside the room, and the bank robber who stashed money there is on his way. So you're trying to get yourself out of the room before he gets there. And there's even a fun twist at the end for you guys to try to steal the money if you want to. At Crack the Code, we provide more than just a 60-minute game, but a full customer experience. We have very friendly game masters that help you throughout your entire game, from the moment you walk in to the moment you leave. They will greet you, help you get set up in your room. They'll show you how to unlock certain locks, and they'll kind of brief you on the story and what game you're about to play. And then they'll also assist you while you're playing the game. So if you're lost or you're getting stressed out, they're monitoring you the whole time so they can offer you assistance if you're not sure what to do next. And then afterwards, we celebrate in the lobby. We have a bunch of signs and props for you to take pictures, and we have stickers to celebrate, hopefully, your escape. Crack the Code is also very family friendly. Some escape rooms are very challenging and would be hard for first-time families or kids, but our rooms are challenging but yet achievable at the same time, so we can offer that for everyone here in Tinley. We also have a room that is designed specifically for kids, so they can do it with their parents, or we can adapt the room so it can just be for a kid party. So those are perfect for birthday parties, and we will accommodate the room depending on the age group of the kids. Most escape rooms, they're more challenging for adults only. We also have the lowest prices in the Chicagoland area. I understand that escape rooms can get really expensive, especially for families, so we always have really great deals going on. We also specialize in corporate and team outings, whether it's a work group, Girl Scouts or Boy Scouts, or bachelor or bachelorette parties. We can accommodate up to 21 people at a time per hour. And we will set up the entire event. So I'll make custom invitations for the event. I will text or email the people in the group to send out all the information that they need to know. And then also, I'll set up reservations for them afterwards at Durbin's or another restaurant on Oak Park Avenue. We're 2 minutes away from Durbin, so it's great for our customers to park in our parking lot and walk down after their event. And Durbin's, we've also set up something where they get a discount if they book with us. So, we will accommodate them the entire process. At Crack the Code, customer experience is very important to us. All of our game masters are really passionate and excited, and we're very friendly the entire time. I take calls 24/7, so all the calls go to my cell phone. So if anyone's trying to book a room on a night we're not open and it's not working for them, they can call anytime and I'll be able to assist them. In conclusion, Crack the Code is a very family-friendly place. Our game masters and myself are very passionate about escape rooms. Opening a business on Oak Park Avenue has accomplished 2 dreams of mine, so it's been really exciting, and I'm so thankful to be able to have a business in Tinley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any questions?
Just wishing you good luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
Best of luck. Thanks for coming. Very good. All right, I'd like to introduce the next business we wanted to spotlight. That would be Porter Place at 17833 Harlem Avenue. Porter Place has been a extreme help to me and my family. This is near and dear to me. My mom suffers from Alzheimer's. She's not in the facility, but they were very helpful when we were calling around for information. So I wanted to bring them in and tell us all about themselves. So thank you so much.
Thank you. My name is Colleen Kamen, and I'm the executive director at Porter Place. I've been there for about 2.5 years now. Porter Place has been in the community for the past 5 years. Our mission is really very simple. We have 3 words that define us: protect, engage, and love. And that's really our mission statement. All of our residents suffer from some form of dementia disorder. There are numerous dementia disorders. Myself and my colleagues that are here, we are all certified dementia practitioners. So we live and breathe doing this. Our residents, excuse me, our residents come largely from Tinley Park and the surrounding communities. We are considered a long-term facility. However, we do also do shorter-term stays, respites for family members that maybe are providing care at home but need a break sometimes. We do consider ourselves the experts and, always willing to help. I can't tell you how many calls I get from people that just need resources, and that's a difficult thing for people. We want to do more community outreach. We do support and education groups, not just for our family members, but we do reach out to the general community. Needless to say, for the past year, it's all been virtual, but we do support groups, we do educational programs, try to help people understand dementia and how to work with people with it. We also have a virtual dementia training. If anybody is ever interested, it is actually a program that we're certified in providing. It helps give you some empathy for what someone with dementia is going through. There are a variety of gadgets you have to wear and do, and it kind of mimics having dementia. And it really is a good thing for anybody who's dealing with it to help you understand what the person with dementia is going through. Some of the other things we've done, if anybody does Facebook, on Mondays, our residents each read a book to children. So grandchildren that are in the community. One of our gentlemen just read a book that he actually illustrated that was published. So we try very hard to work within what abilities people still have and honor their histories. The fact that this gentleman was an artist and he illustrated this book. So now his family actually got to see him reading this book still. So it was a very, very touching time. And as maybe some of you know, because we did make national news for this, we have our Happy Hens program. We actually, and we were all approved by the village, we have, just in case anybody asks, during the nice weather, we have 2 hens that live in one of our courtyards. We have a chicken coop. Our residents actually grow the food for the chickens. They harvest the eggs. We can't cook them, they're unpasteurized, that would be against codes. They have leashes and they walk the chickens, and it has provided an immense, a lot of these folks grew up on farms, had chickens when they were younger, so it's great for reminiscing. Even for a nonverbal person, just holding and petting the chicken is a great sensory stimulation. So one of the things that we feel is kind of a natural extension of our efforts, last year we met with a group of some of the Tinley Park Village leaders, our Illinois State Representative Debbie Mayers-Martin, and the Leading Age of Illinois, which is one of our professional organizations, to discuss a dementia-friendly community. Has anybody ever heard that term?
I was there.
Oh, okay. I thought
With
it's hard
Kimberly
with
Clark.
the masks on.
I know. It was great.
So, and then of course we had our first meeting, and then COVID hit. So, we would like to reapproach this idea. So, I know that Bill Brennan, thank you that you had reached out regarding it, and Hannah.
She's over here.
right.
Oh, okay. So a dementia-friendly community is an organization. There is a national organization. My understanding is Orland Park is currently in the process. So we would like to, it's basically about dementia awareness and education. You'd be surprised at some of the horror stories I've heard over the years about elderly people who have been taken advantage of because of their dementia. People not realizing how to work with somebody with dementia, how to recognize, the person that comes into the bank with some young kid that, they act like they don't know, may not actually know them. And the fact that, we've trained bank tellers to be able to kind of tell if someone's maybe being coerced into something. It trains people in grocery stores on how to communicate with someone with dementia. Local restaurants, how to maybe reduce the choices that you give to someone with dementia so it doesn't agitate them. So we would be more than happy to be a part of it, but we also need the whole community involved in this as well. Our hope is that we can identify and reach out to community leaders, caregivers of people with dementia, and other representatives from public and private organizations, and do kind of an action team and see how we can start this program. This is at least a 2-year process. This isn't something that's going to happen overnight. We're actually meeting tomorrow with dementia-friendly Illinois leaders, virtually of course, from Northwestern and from Rush, to kind of get an idea of how to better start this, but we wanted to introduce it to the board and see if there was any interest in working with us on it. So the action team, you would actually be, then you become designated, Tinley Park could be designated as a dementia-friendly village. And that would be something you could advertise. If you'd like to learn any more or volunteer for anything, we'd be happy to hear from you.
Very good.
Any questions?
No, I appreciate you coming out, Colleen. This is, like I said, I think it's important. I know that there's roughly, 50 to 60 million people living with dementia worldwide. This isn't something that's, it affects many, many people. So it's a huge deal, and I think that this would be something that, if the board would be willing to consider that, I think this is something we should definitely be looking into. So, with your approval, I think this is something that we should put on the agenda for the future.
And you definitely have Jennifer, who is our life engagement director, and the Happy Hens chief. It was all her idea. Jennifer has actually done this training as well as I have. Meredith has been very involved in the virtual dementia tours. So all of us are experienced at this. Unfortunately, we can't devote full-time to it, so we are going to need some assistance.
Right.
But we're certainly more than happy to, share information, kind of do some of the footwork, and then figure out how we do this.
Excellent. Cool. Very good.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
All right. Alrighty, I'd like to take the next business here. The next business is Village Coins. They are located at 17133 88th Avenue. I'd like to introduce Mike. Recently went into Mike's facility. I had some coins and some silver dollars that my dad had left to me and my brothers and my siblings, and he had pointed me. I didn't even know that the business was there, and I had just recently found out about it. And he had not only said that these specific items were, I would probably get more attention online than I would at his store because of the fact of the matter that they would probably just take them for the silver. So Mike was very upfront and honest with me, and like I said, I didn't know he was there, so I said that, I think it'd be a good idea for you to come to the village
Yeah, I
and take a look
appreciate it.
at.
Thank you for inviting me. Thanks for your time. I could tell you, first, let me touch on this. We've been shopping here for 20 years, my wife and myself. Everything seems to be pretty convenient, with the stores and the restaurants and so on. I got started in the coins when I was growing up. My father owned a business, M&R Coins, which was originally in Oak Lawn. My father was mostly interested in Byzantine, ancient, Roman, and Greek coins, which I do care, but I don't have a lot of them. So at a young age, I especially liked the U.S. coins. After high school, I joined my father's business, which was now basically mail order. And I like to retail people, and I like to talk to people, and that's part of the reason why we opened up the retail store. When the opportunity arose, we opened a storefront in Worth, Illinois. We were there for a lot of years, and we started to branch out to create what is now Village Coins. Village Coins has been located in Worth, Crestwood, and now its permanent home in Tinley Park. In the last 5 years, Tinley Park has been wonderful, a wonderful gift to Village Coins and our family. Also, I'd like to tell you a little something more what I do. That's how I got started. But we also carry investments, like bars of gold, bars of silver, and stuff like that for someone that's looking for investments. And we've been in that business, well, for probably most of my life. And if anyone has any questions, I don't know.
Is it just coins? You do paper as well, paper money? Other valuable things?
Yes.
Gold? Okay.
Gold, silver, buy, sell, trade. If anyone has any questions. If anyone came into my store, I'd like to give them an education, tell them a little more about it so they understand, you know, what they have and stuff like that. But I think that's it, unless anyone has any questions. Can I touch on the fire department, the police department? They bend over backwards for people. They're good people. Anytime I had a question, they're always there for us. So I'm excited to add it.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for
Thank you.
having us. Thank you.
Go look through my closet.
Item number 9, at this time, I'd ask the board to consider appointing Eileen Roger to the position of Senior Public Works Clerk, effective today, February 16, 2021.
So moved.
It's been properly moved and seconded, thank you. Public Works has recently placed efforts towards the defining and restructuring of clerical assignments to better clarify primary and secondary operational duties and have consolidated the higher level job duties into the position of Senior Public Works Clerk. Eileen Roger has been identified as the selected internal staff to fill this position. Eileen joined the Public Works Department in June of 2015 and has served in the position of Clerk 1. She's demonstrated abilities supporting the department, performing many of the high-level job duties, and that will make her the ideal candidate. This is considered to appoint Eileen to the position of Senior Public Works Clerk. Any comments on the board? Please call the roll.
Roll call for item number 9. Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. Where? Oh. Looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Nice job. Item 10, at this time I ask the board consider approval of the following consent agenda items. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Properly moved and second, clerk, read that in the record, please.
We have one item this evening, and that is consider payments of outstanding bills in the amount of $2,442,362.39, as listed on the vendor board approval report dated February 4th, 2021, and February 11th, 2021.
Anybody want to remove that from the consent?
Be nice.
Of course.
Please call the roll.
Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. Item 11, this time I'd ask for a motion from the board to consider, approve the recommendations of the duly appointed hearing officer in regards to the business license hearing held on February 5th, 2021 for Intimo LLC at 7068 West 183rd Street.
So
Is there a
moved.
motion?
So moved.
Properly moved, is there a second?
Second.
Properly moved and seconded, thank you. In accordance with the village's municipal code, a business license hearing was held on February 5th, 2021. Following the completion of the business license hearing, the duly appointed hearing officer has issued a recommendation for the revocation of the business license for Intimo LLC. Again, this is an approval of the hearing, this is in consideration of the approval for revocation from the hearing officer's recommendation. Is there no question?
Sorry, go ahead.
Is there a question?
Yes. Did you sign the order yet, or where are we at with that? For
What
the
order?
liquor license?
It should be issued within 5 days of that hearing. So I'm just waiting. It's in draft form. Any other questions? Questions over here? I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Roll call for item number 11. Trustee Berg.
Abstain.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 12, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance 2021-0-003, granting a special use for a substantial deviation from the North Creek Business Park PUD with an exception for a drive-through menu board sign.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The petitioner, Leonard McHenry, on behalf of Lenny's Food and Fuel, 183rd Street LLC, is seeking approval of a second drive-through menu board sign. The request will allow for a pre-order sign for Do Right Donuts and Chicken to expedite drive-through ordering at 7451 183rd Street in the ORI PD zoning district. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on January 21st, 2021, and voted 5-1 to recommend approval of the special use in accordance with the plans as listed in the findings of fact in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption tonight.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Any comments on the board?
Why wasn't this done while they're building the place, first time, you know?
I don't like to assume things, but I assume it's probably an oversight during the development phase. And then they quickly realized that, well,
That they need.
I don't want to incriminate myself, but I do frequent the donuts there often, and they do take a long time, but they're worth it. So that's my assumptions.
Oh, all right. Just wondered.
Anything else? This would be a roll call.
Roll call for item number 12. Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 13, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting ordinance 2021-0-006, granting a special use permit for a child care center to Kids Station, Inc. at 7777 159th Street.
Sevens are wild. Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. The petitioner Reed, on behalf of Kids Station, Inc., is seeking approval of a special use permit to operate a child care facility at 7777 159th Street in the B3 zoning district. Kids Station, Inc. will run similarly to the previous daycare that operated in the space and will be their second daycare location. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on February 5th, 2021, and voted 7-0 to recommend approval of the special use with recommended conditions in the accordance of the plans as listed in the listed reviewed plans and findings of fact in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Any questions from the board? Questions from the public? Please call the roll.
Roll call for item number 13. Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 14, Trustee Mueller.
I move we consider adopting resolution 2020-R-007, approving a Cook County Class 8 incentive for the property located at 17200 Oak Park Avenue.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
This resolution provides support for the Cook County Class 8 incentive, which reduces the tax assessment ratio for 10 years. Rocky Holdings LLC recently purchased the property and will be leasing the space to retail and service businesses. The Economic and Commercial Commission reviewed the application at its February 8th, 2021 meeting and voted 9-0 to recommend approval of the Class 8 reclassification. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole Committee on February 16th, 2021, and this resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Trustee Mueller. Any comments on the board? Any comments from the public? There are none. Please call the roll.
Roll call for item number 14. Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item 15.
Last one of the night. I move we consider adopting resolution 2020-R-008, approving and awarding an Oak Park Avenue code compliance grant to Riz Villa Senior of MedPro Health Providers LLC for the property located at 16820 Oak Park Avenue.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you.
The petitioner proposes to convert a single-family residential home to a mixed-use building with a first-floor office and second-floor apartment at 16820 Oak Park Avenue. The petitioner will be installing a new fire sprinkler system and fire alarm. The code compliance grant shall be in an amount no greater than $15,497.50. The Economic and Commercial Commission reviewed the application at its February 8th, 2021 meeting and voted 6-0 to recommend approval of this grant. 3 commissioners abstained from voting. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole held prior to this meeting on February 16th, 2021, and this resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you. Any comments from the board?
Who was the petitioner?
Riz Villa Senior.
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
He just did this.
Senior.
Mayor, I'd just like to point out that this address, this is the home of Rose Brown, the town's first woman mayor. And Rose Brown was actually only the 4th woman to be mayor of any municipality in the state of Illinois.
Look at that. Historical
Brad.
Society, Brad Battenhausen,
Yeah.
Emeritus comes out and is alive and well. Is there any historical significance to this building prior? I mean, did we cover all that through entitlement?
It was, I mean, like I say, it was the house she lived in here in Tinley, and I think it was a relatively new house when she moved into it. I don't.
Does it have one of those bronzed
It does
plaques?
not- It does not. We didn't get around to that, but we probably should.
Yeah.
That might be an interesting. Is that through the Historical Society that does that, or is that?
Actually, the village, through the Historic Preservation Commission did that for several cycles.
Okay.
While the commission was still active.
Well,
But
might I recommend that we bring?
could continue it.
I recommend that we bring that up while they proceed forward with their development then.
They're also applying for a sign grant, by the way, so maybe this is one we can bring this up as well.
Thanks for supplying the board with that information, Mr. Bettenhausen.
Yeah, thank you, Brad. Brad, since we're walking down memory lane, is it, what year was that? What, do you know roughly?
She was elected, I believe, in 1945.
Okay.
Of course he knows.
What'd you expect?
Very good, thank you. Item 16.
No, 15.
Oh,
I think we-
I'm sorry. Item 15, roll call.
Roll call for item number 15. Trustee Berg.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries, thank you. This time I'd ask the board to consider adopting ordinance 2021-0-007, amending Title 13, Chapter 132, Section 23 of the Tinley Park Village Code entitled Video Gaming. Is there such a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Been properly moved and seconded, thank you. This ordinance amends Title 13, Chapter 132, Section 23 of the Video Gaming Code to include an additional requirement for petitioners seeking a video gaming license. This amendment requires the video gaming area to be bound by a 7-foot barrier wall or fully contained in a 21 and over area. All video gaming practices must also be in compliance with the Illinois Video Gaming Act. Any questions from the board? I'll just add, thank you for your consideration on this. This will certainly help, I believe, on the administration side of things, particularly fielding questions from potential new businesses. So thank you for your consideration. Any other comments from the board?
I would like to make one, Mr. Mayor. I feel this is like an economic hardship on the businesses. I know we've been kicking it around for a long time, and I'm glad it's quantified, but I just feel like it's not good for us right now, so thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Byrd. No other comments from the board? Any comments from the public? No comments from the public? This will be a roll call, please.
Roll call for item number 16. Trustee Berg.
No.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion will carry. Thank you. Item 17, receive comments from staff. Chief?
I'm the one.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one other great success story to share with the board and you, Mayor. Last week during the COVID vaccination site operations, a gentleman who was arriving at the site for his vaccination appointment collapsed in the lobby and went into a witnessed cardiac arrest. An airman who was working at the door assigned to the area promptly activated a call for EMS and began CPR. An on-duty firefighter, Brian Hugevorst, who was acting in a safety capacity there, was assisted by the Kurtz AMR staff, and others continued the resuscitation until the transport ambulance could arrive at the scene. Proud to say real quickly that the patient was revived in the ambulance by the crew and was rushed into the cardiac cath lab where he was successfully operated on. Last check, the patient was recovering in the ICU at a local hospital. So again, I think we thoroughly demonstrated this evening the importance of community-based CPR training for everybody, and we would encourage everybody to jump back into the CPR training program that we've got up and going in accordance with the new AHA standards, and we look forward to many, many more reports along this way. So thank you for this opportunity. Pat Carr, really insist on making sure that we had ALS capability on site during that vaccination operation over there, and that certainly made a difference, being able to get the defibrillator and the ALS equipment on scene to render aid to this patient for a successful outcome. So, thank you, Mayor.
Well done.
Keep it up
Thank
safe.
you.
Thank you.
Anything else from staff? Anything from the Historical Society? Item 18, receive comments from the board. Any comments from the board?
Once again, I'm sure the chief would have said this, but he's got other things to take care of. But once again, we encourage all of our citizens to clear the fire hydrants, okay, the fire plugs from their neighborhood. I just saw something the other day, said 3 feet in circumference, okay? Not just clear so they can see the top of it, but clear 3 feet around. Certainly with all the snow, with all the fine job that Public Works is doing, it does get thrown up onto the lawns where the fire hydrants are. So please, make sure that you clean around your fire hydrants, at least 3 feet around them so they can be spotted easily.
Thank you, Bill.
That's it.
Anything else? Anything else? Proceed on to item 19, receive comments from the public. I don't believe there's any public comment this evening. There was nothing that was sent in.
Nothing, sir.
Clerk's office, no telephonic, written, fax, emails,
Dropbox, negative.
subpoenas, no. Very good. Item 20, this time I'd ask the board to enter a motion to adjourn to executive session and discuss the following: A, the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. B, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel shall be acquired. C, litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent, in which case the basis for the finding shall be recorded and entered into the minutes of the closed meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and seconded. Roll call.
Roll call for item number 21, motion to adjourn. Trustee Burke.
Yes.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Glatz.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Motion carries. We're going to be adjourned to executive session. There'll be nothing for the public meeting following. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.